Hey, what's going on everyone, and welcome to Simply's YouTube channel. My name is Ty Franklin, and in this video, I'm going to be talking to you guys about one of the two most important factors in getting properties under contract when it comes to wholesaling real estate, and that is acquisitions. So if you're having a difficult time getting properties under contract with sellers, this is going to be the video for you. Now, before we jump into that, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified for more videos just like this one. Now let's jump right into it. In terms of getting off-market properties under contract, there are two main factors that are key in assisting you in doing this, and that is marketing and acquisitions. In this video, we're going to be talking about acquisitions. Now, when it comes to acquisitions, I like to break it down into three simple parts. That's qualifying the lead, that's following up with the lead, and that's making offers to that lead. Now, you must be able to do these three parts consistently in order to get properties under contract, which will eventually turn into deals. Now, let's talk about the first part. That's qualifying the lead. Now, whenever you get a lead that comes over from your marketing, you must be able to properly qualify this lead to see if it's a fit for you, and also to see if they are serious about selling their property. So then you can make offers. Outside of asking questions about the condition of the property, which is important as well, so you can get an idea of what a repair estimate would be for that property, it is very important to ask these four questions as well to see if this property would be a good fit for you. The first one is confirming that that seller is the owner of the property by simply saying, are you the owner of this property on 123 Main Street? The next question is in regards to the timeline. And you can ask a question like this. Now, Mr. Seller, if we do come to an agreement on price that works for you and works for us, how soon are you looking to sell the property and get this process started? Another critical question that you can ask as well, which is going to help you gauge the motivation of this particular seller, is by asking, out of curiosity, Mr. Seller, why are you considering selling the property at this time? And the last question is going to be centered around the asking price of the seller. This will help you get an idea of what ballpark that they are in, so you can see if it makes sense for you to even make an offer to this particular seller lead. And you can ask the question like, hey, Mr. Seller, based on the condition of the property as it sits today, how much are you hoping to get for this particular property? By asking these qualifying questions, you'll get an idea on how serious this seller is about selling their property, and if it even makes sense for you to continue to follow up with this particular seller lead. Now, as they say, the fortune is in the follow-up, and that is true. You must consistently follow up with these seller leads in order to get your deals closed and get these properties under contract. Generally speaking, you won't be able to get properties under contract during that first call. So by being able to follow up, incorporate a solid follow-up process, that'll help you get properties under contract more consistently. The first tip is you want to be consistent. You want to be reaching out to these sellers consistently, so that way you are staying at top of mind whenever they start to think about selling their property. They know that you have been the one reaching out to them, that you have been the one that they've been working with. So whenever they have a question about selling the house or ready to pull the trigger, then you'll be the one that they reach out to. Now, one thing that will assist you with being more consistent is by utilizing drip automation. Now, for me, I like to utilize Simply's drip automation feature inside the CRM because it allows me to set up a drip campaign for that particular seller lead where they will get text messages, emails, and also remind me to call that seller lead while I'm doing other things in my business, other tasks in my business, or focusing on other leads. So that way, this seller lead is not going to slip through the cracks. You also want to diversify your contact channels. So you're going to have some sellers that's going to be more responsive to calls, and you're going to have others that's going to be more responsive to text messages. So try both methods to see which method works best for that particular seller, and then use that method to reach out to them going forward. When you're following up with your seller leads, you want to make sure you have a plan, and that plan comes with asking the right questions and providing value. By providing value, you're not making the seller feel pressured by making a decision. You're positioning yourself more so as a problem solver. Now, some examples of providing value can be sharing market updates as far as what sales or what's going on in the area. You can also provide helpful resources to help assist that seller in selling their property. And then finally, you can provide solutions to whatever issues that they may be currently having with that particular property. When it comes to asking the right questions, you want to make sure that your questions are open-ended and that they are centered around the seller's motivation so you can then pull out the pain points and find out what kind of value that you can provide to the seller based on their situation. You can ask questions like, hey, Mr. Seller, what kind of problems has this property been causing you? How long have you been dealing with this? If we're able to solve this problem by doing this, then how would that make you feel? Now, by asking questions like this, it helps you uncover the real problem and be able to provide the right solution, so then they can trust you and make a decision to work with you going forward. Now, the last tip when it comes to follow-up is you want to make sure that you are creating some urgency. Now, you don't want to make them feel too pressured, but you do want to nudge them a little bit and let them know that, hey, this offer expires in 48 hours, or hey, the market is changing, I'm seeing some market changes, so you might want to make a decision. You just want to give them a friendly reminder so that they can make a decision sooner rather than later. So we've already done qualified the lead, we've already done followed up with the lead. The final thing is to make offers. And we all know the more offers you make, the more contracts you get, the more deals you close. So making more offers is crucial in order to get properties under contract. Now, when it comes to making offers, the first thing you want to do is know your numbers. You want to make sure that you run your comps, you do your comps correctly, you understand your rehab estimate or your repair estimate, and you also want to make sure that you get a good maximum allowable offer to that seller. You don't want to make an offer that's too high and then you have to go back to the seller and renegotiate the price. You want to make sure you give them a good number, a firm number in the beginning, so you can keep that solid relationship going forward. The next thing is you want to make sure you provide multiple offers. You can provide multiple cash offers. An example of that would be cash offer number one would be a higher cash offer with the seller paying the closing costs, or it would be a lower cash offer with you, the investor or the buyer, paying all the closing costs. Giving the seller options on that cash offer is a good method because people love options. And then there's also other options that you can do as well, as far as creative options like subject to or seller finance, etc. But being able to give sellers options to have something to choose from is going to create more opportunities for you to get properties under contract so you can close deals. The next thing is you want to anchor your cash offers. I don't like to say lowball, but you want to anchor your cash offers. So if you have an MAO of 100,000, you may want to anchor your cash offer by starting at 80,000, which allow you to give yourself a little bit of negotiation room, and also it'll reset the seller's expectation. And that way you guys can meet in the middle, shake hands, and get something on paper that works good for both of you guys. And when you're making your offers, it's good to establish trust. And the way that you can establish trust is by explaining the process and painting the picture for the seller so they know exactly what's going to happen after they sign the contract. And lastly, you want to make sure that you follow up on all offers, even the ones that were not accepted by the seller, because at some point they may not be able to sell the property for higher than what you offered. So by following up with those sellers and letting them know that, hey, we're still interested, hey, our offer still stands, that's going to create more opportunities for you later on down the line. If you found this video valuable, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel so you can get notified for more videos just like this. See you on the next one.